It's June the 3rd in Thunder Bay and it is very cold. Maybe a high of 13 Celsius. That's not normal weather for May, and that's not normal weather for June. So yesterday, Thunder Bay and their low vibe tribe manifested Morgellons particles floating through the air. Today, they're manifesting very cold weather. Well, because you create your own reality in the collective in Thunder Bay, and across North America creates the weather. Because that's what they teach you in metaphysics. Well, you listen to the radio, and then the radio weather tells you what's going to happen in the forecast. And then you put that into your ku, Ku, Hawaiian term for your mind. Once it's in your mind, then a subconscious mind takes that and you say, well, they said it's going to be a high of 13 and, lows of 2. You put that in there as the forecast and you've accepted it. That's what your reality is going to be. And then subconscious mind says, yes, boss, and immediately manifests a very cold June the 3rd. So, in essence, who makes the weather? You. And who tells you what to do? The weather guy. That's how mind control works, via mass media. So, if you're complaining it's too cold today, and it's a shitty weather, then, you manifested. Why are you complaining about it? You success, you should congratulate yourself. You say, clearly, it does work. What you held in mind, manifested. And that's what Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks on YouTube talks about all the time. And there it just is, right there for you. So why do you give your power away to the radio weatherman? Because that's what we talk in metaphysics about, giving your power away. When you accept somebody else's truth as your own, and you put it right into your heart, right into your chakras, as your truth is that it's going to be a cold day. And you let the guy on the radio decide. And the guy on the radio was laughing his ass off because it got all you stupid monkey-minded dorks manifesting cold weather, just like what he said. I can't help you out. If you don't understand this, then I don't know how else to make it more clear to you. So clearly the solution is for you to take back your power. And when the weatherman says it's only going to be 13 on June the 3rd, you say, fuck that bullshit. I know June in Thunder Bay, and it's going to be 22 and sunny. A beautiful day, because that's normal in June. Well, that's what you do. And if you want more power behind your truth, so that you override the mass of stupid zombies who are going to keep going with the weatherman's report, well, then you're going to have to raise your consciousness on the scale of human consciousness, which is what I'm telling you all about. If you want more influence in the collective, you raise your consciousness. Well, 900 will get you a Conn Smythe trophy in the NHL playoffs. Because I muscle tested Conn Smythe trophy winners like Wayne Gretzky, and they're all at 900. On the scale that goes, so a scale of human consciousness, David R. Hawkins, it's all over YouTube. You could go to Aaron Abke, he's got a section on that stuff too. Aaron Abke, A-B-K-E. Aaron with 2 A's at the beginning. What are you waiting for? So take back your power and say, this is what I want to have for my day. Because you create your own reality. But what about if you're in a collective and you want a warm day and everybody else overrides you? Well, then there's just a big problem, isn't there? Well, that's my problem. Because even if I raise my consciousness to 600, I still have got to experience the manifestations of all the other zombies that are going with it's going to be cold today, via the weatherman on the radio. You just got to use the power of saying no to the weatherman. When you hear that shitty weather forecast, you say, fuck that, asshole. Just call that guy in the weatherman. Just say, you're a fucking asshole. It's June in Thunder Bay and it's supposed to be nice and summer. And not too hot, but, should be in the 20s. Well, it's because, in the high schools, if you're still in school in those days, June would be a hot month because it's Sir Winston Churchill, which was torn down. They didn't have air conditioning. So in June, it was hot. And they had the windows open, and we'd be in t-shirts and shorts in class, and we'd still be sweating our bag off on certain days. So we could only wait to get the hell out of that school, because you can't run summer school in an un-air-conditioned building in Thunder Bay, because normally, when I was a kid, all the time, it gets hot. 28, 30, 31, 32, a bear cat of a day. We never get those bear cats anymore. You create your own reality over and over again. And here on planet Earth, it seems to be some kind of a collective thing in this 3D world. But, we're going to something called the 5D Earth because we don't want to deal with any more of this bullshit about too many low-vibe tribe people that are just like, whatever. I don't care, I'll just go with whatever the weatherman says. Because I'm a lazy-minded person and I don't want to think for myself, and I'd rather somebody else tell me what to do anyway. Well, if you're going to do that, then give up controlling yourself via mainstream news. And let God do it for you then. If you don't want to do it, then perfect. That's exactly what we're saying, is that God can run your life better than you can. And the weatherman can. You're all saying that. So don't turn over your power to another stupid human being. Turn it over to the supreme God of all that is. It's so simple. Anyways, that's what we're all about. Raising your vibe, tribe. Stop eating meat, number 1. Transcending the Levels of Consciousness by David R. Hawkins, etc., etc., etc. But just, you can go through that and then you can spend 10 years, questioning, or you can just say, fuck you to the weatherman and say, it's June and I'm going to have a hot day for me. And then just hold to your truth, because that's what they tell you to do in Science of Mind. Regardless of outside conditions that it seems chilly, just say, no, it's June and it's hot. And then see what manifests. And then I get all this shit manifesting. The people attacking me with their demonic energy. Because that's what's happening right now. Manifestation of, kill bop. Literally kill bop. Days and days and days, years and years go by. Evil people that hate me so much that it comes through to me and it manifests as this body shaking and, feeling sick all the time. So what am I manifesting? The Galactic Federation of Light. GFL. You see the green bins around town, GFL, green for life. Well, that's just the sign for you. It's green. Everybody wants to be green for the planet, green planet. Yeah, well, green for life, galactic for life, because the Galactic Federation is first contact. But that's with the extraterrestrials. So, what are you going to do about it? Because this is the way my life is. And, Karen Carpenter and the rest of us, Klaatu, we all sang that song. Calling occupants of interplanetary craft. And we sang it, We loved that song. And so the song is in consciousness that we are asking for intergalactic policemen to come here and clean up this fucking mess. Because we need help. So they're here. So clean up your fucking act, because you're a criminal if you're under 540 on the scale of human consciousness right now. You're a criminal. Because it's universal law. Unconditional love, 540. So, if you're going to be orc today and buy a bunch of meat, then, you're an orc. In Lord of the Rings, the good people, the humans, don't like orcs. So I can't help you out. Modern day, Chewbacca was roasted on the last Star Wars movie for eating porgy. He looked like a bird, and he killed the bird, and then he barbecued the bird and ate it. Then his friend came along and said, didn't you realize that we look like birds, that you might eat us, but... we talk, and we're as smart as you. Probably we're smarter than you, Chewbacca. Anyways, Chewbacca was like, I don't know. You can watch it on YouTube, the clip. Chewbacca eats porgy. Porgy. Georgie Porgy, Pigeon and Pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. And then, the killing of Georgie, the gay guy, the Rod Stewart song, and, the Devils used that song, and they said, it's going to be a Georgie Porgy day. Because they said it's going to be the killing of Georgie, because I'm gay. And then they did the heart attack machine on me, but very, well, they were calling it remote neural monitoring, but what is it? It's pure evil malice towards me, manifesting through subconscious mind as psychic attack, spiritual attack on me. So that's also on all of you, low vibe people that allow this to manifest because you're so low vibe that all the low vibe shit comes right through and hits me. Because clearly it is. So, the answer is, if you're going to stay in the 3D world, the only 3D world where all this shit can happen is the lake of fire in the Bible. So if you're going to stay low vibe, then you are manifesting the lake of fire around you. And whenever this happens, anytime, I'm going to say anytime, because for you, being a low vibe person is like, being a devil and cherishing devilry, and devilry is your god. So that's where devils end up, in the lake of fire in the last 3D place. So are you sure you don't want to raise your consciousness and come to 5D heaven on earth? In the end, it's always going to be on you. But, the devils right now are saying, well, we already decided we're going to lake of fire. And they never believe it's not going to, because they keep changing. Their truth always pushes out my truth. Because they don't want my truth. They want their truth, which is the book of lies. Satan, prince of lies. And that's what Armis chooses. Anyways, that's your story. It's up to you. But the way I read it is just like that. Either you raise your consciousness and go to 5D heaven, or you automatically be in the lake of fire. That's the last 3D place.